quick tips for paper wheel setup. So if you just get the paper wheels and don't have any kind of like angle support, it's impossible to properly sharpen the knife. I mean, you'll do it semi-okay, but the edge will not hold up for long. So to do it properly, you gotta have the support. And so this support, it's spare parts from Tormek. I'll list in the description. Basically, you need to get two sets. One, this arm, support arm, and the bracket, mounting bracket. And so I ended up drilling 3 holes in these brackets. You can probably get away with 2. I think it's on M6 bolts, mount it properly, and then this part actually hard to find, the post. So you gotta go and look in your hardware store, I guess. I ended up finding, it's called freestanding screen post. It came a little bit longer, like 25 centimeters. I cut to 22.5, I believe. I'll post a link in the description as well. Basically, the whole setup is a copy of what I found on knife sharpening forum. I'll post the link as well. So this is 10-inch grinder. The base is mounted with M8 screws. The base itself is double 2 pieces of MDF glued. At the bottom, rubber pieces to reduce the vibration during operation. Because once you screw the bench grinder, those rubber feet, they kind of like compressed and it doesn't reduce much vibration anymore. So you need to add a little bit extra. And as for the setup, so you gotta get the jig for standard knife and angle setter, or you get the software and measure everything. Let me demonstrate how it works. But so far the setup has been pretty good. Oh, and for the biggest one, actually, the problem was none of the wheels come true. Like there is like millimeter of wobble play in this plane. So you gotta remove a lot of material. It seems like 1 millimeter is not much, but it's a lot of material, especially on the grit wheel. It's impossible. You'll go through like 2 files to remove it. So first you need to remove the grit, which is super hard, and then you gotta like remove slowly the paper wheel material itself with like, I don't know, 40 grit sandpaper, and you need a lot of that. And you gotta use vacuum, otherwise you're gonna end up with like massive garage cleanup. It's a lot of dust, and like without vacuum, don't bother. The same for this wheel. Left-right wobble, there is a little bit present, but it's not much, and it doesn't bother with sharpening. But yeah, wobble in this plane will kind of like mess up your sharpening. And another thing to consider, it's when you're trying to square the wheel, first install the support and then do the square. Otherwise, there's no reference point of what they're squared in regards to. So once you put support, then it's gonna be squared to support. It doesn't mean they're gonna be ideally squared, but in terms of your support, they should be more or less as square as you can get them. I don't like to use this compound that came with the wheel. I mean, it produces some kind of result, but it's not that nice. Better to use like some kind of paste. I don't know how many microns is this one, but basically rub some mineral oil on a wheel a little bit and then spread out your paste. It works. I mean, you can see visual difference between this and proper paste. So this one is so knife, global. I mean, they're okay, but it's nothing like crazy fancy or anything. Just a worker. Semi-okay still, I would say. And I'll clamp it. Yeah, the biggest mistake I think people do is that they put completely to the throat, but you just need a little bit female out of the throat, not completely. So we'll do this at 20 degrees since it's not like Japanese steel or anything. So we'll do this one set for 20. Yeah, this 10 means on each side, and the wheel is 10 inch. And as you can, don't forget your safety. And let me show you the edge. You can see it in GoPro now.